Um, Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this um, session of office hours, and I hope everyone is doing great, and I hope you had a great day today. I think so. We're just going to get started. Yeah. All right. So, good evening, everyone. Welcome. Hope you had a nice day. Your day was great. Has been the week thus far. Today is Friday. Probably this is going to be the last office hours for this week. So, has been the experience so far? Yeah. So for today, for tonight, I think since we've actually had a bit of run through of everything that we learned throughout the week, I think you can just maybe tell me about your expectations for this whole training journey. Your expectations, your thoughts. I think someone just mentioned what would be taught next week. So and about the update. So I think it's great to actually know what should be taught next week, to have it in mind. So that way you'll be able to further prepare your mind as to what you'll be meeting and you'll be learning next week. And it's going to be a very enjoyable ride. It's going to be a very interesting ride. Just get ready to get your mind blown. The whole journey is designed to help you have a great experience. It's designed to help you see things differently. So probably after the first 3 weeks, you'd start seeing things differently. You start challenging maybe yourself when you do things in a very different way other than the way you recently learned. So if you see something, if you see colors will look different in your eyes. You will see color in a different way. You will see fonts, typography in a different way. And that's how the journey is going to be. And it's just going to continue on and on like that. So I just hoping that everyone gets on the right track with this. So does anyone have anything that they're still not clear about? Any questions, anything they want to know? Just speak your mind, communicate freely, express yourself. I'm just here to listen to you and help you out. How long will the entire training last? It shouldn't. The entire training should last from, I think, should actually be before like a month plus, probably almost up to. Okay, this is week 1. We have up to 7 weeks, so that's like 2 months. So probably 1 month plus, just like I said. So, and this is week 1 is gone now. We proceed into week 2. So, but In total, there are about 7 weeks. So, Isaiah, that's the answer to your question. Are we going to use Trello also as our tool, or only Figma? You're going to be using only Figma, not really Trello or anything. So you are going to be using Figma. Good evening, Robert. Yes, Lawali, you're correct. Toluwa Gori, you're also correct. Aigbomian, please, would there be assistance to get gigs after the training? Well, there will be say talks and encouragement and guidance on how you can put yourself out there. And probably one of these would mention how to put yourself out there, how to look for keys, how to probably source for a way to get hired. So yeah, that would be done. There will be just this what I say orientation, or kind of like a session where you have been told about what to expect out there, how to cope and how to interact, how to relate with it. So yeah, that's you can actually learn from that session too. Then someone says, I heard we have over 7K students. Can our tax be created before the deadline elapses? Deadline elapses. I don't understand. But then yeah, tasks are being graded every time, every now and then. Tasks are being graded. So you shouldn't don't be scared of anything. Mentors have already started grading tasks. So I'm sure some people have already started seeing their scores to the tasks they've done. So tasks are being graded every now and then, every day, every moment. So that's it. When will the actual class start, and what will it be accessible on our own schedule? Okay, so the way the program runs is you see the resources that are given on LMS, you go through the resources, and you go through the resources, how would I put it? You go through the resources, you take your time with the resource, you watch it, you see the videos. There are videos that have been recorded that you would actually watch and be a part of. So it is those videos that you would really learn from. Then you come to the office hours to ask questions that you might not understand. So there won't be any maybe class where you'll be and then you'll be maybe taught live. The only experience you have live is these office hours where we talk and answer your questions that you must have maybe had during the course of going through the resources that have been shared. So that's the way it works. All right, so someone says Olawale Adams, I've submitted last task for days and still haven't been graded to now. I hope it will be graded soon. Yeah, sure, it's be graded soon. You have nothing to fear. So don't be scared of the worried. It will be graded real soon. Sorry about the delay. And Zafi says, my expectation this time around is to be the best designer, but also put on the hard work for me to improve and grow by learning a lot. Though it's not my first time on UI UX design or product design. Oh wow, that's nice. I think it's the hard work that counts. As long as you're able to, as long as you're able to put in the effort to say design every day or to improve your design skills, wherever you see that you're lacking or you're weak, you put in the efforts to cover for that area. So I think that's the most important thing. That's what really matters. Then someone says it's only one video that is there. Yes, there's only one video, but then you would have a lot of other resources like maybe links, articles, all those for you to go through. So, but then I think it has been designed to say match your needs. So what everything you're going to be needing, everything you would need to understand that concept has been provided for you. All right, so what is design research all about? So research is a very broad, say, concept, and it's something that people really, some people don't really fully understand. Some people are scared of research and all. But research actually boils down to how you conduct your interviews, just finding out about the product. There's competitive analysis in form of research. There's qualitative research. There's quantitative research. Research is split into different areas, different sections that you have to understand. So qualitative research is there, then there's quantitative research. Qualitative is quality about how cogent, how important research is. Then quantitative is actually measuring, use the research to measure a couple of things. So research deals with you interviewing, you understanding the product, how it's going to be in the market, then you interviewing a set of people, you screen them, you question them. From the interview questions, you'll be able to know how they feel about the product, what is in their mind, how they might see the product. And from there, you'll be able to determine their persona, the kind of person they are. You'll be able to plan the user journey and all of that UX process. So research is just about finding out how people react or relate to the product. So that's just what it's about. All right, so someone says, I'm skipping your question. Angela, what's your question? Okay, I just answered your question, Angela. All right, so Ogbonaya Samuel, will assignment be picked from the resource video we have watched? Yeah, sure. The assignments are tailored to the resource video. So if we feel, oh, there's something that you need to do that the video has talked about, that's what you'll be getting the assignment. So the assignment have been tailored to fit and suit what is being talked about in the video you are presented with. All right, so Boostlat says, are we only learning on resources or there will be practical classes on live too? Not quite practical classes on live. All right, so imagine you learn something, maybe when you started designing and you learn something and then you watch the video that has been provided to you and maybe you don't really understand something or you don't really get something very well and you come to the office hours and you need it explained. It could actually be explained to you in the office hours. I could actually share my screen and walk you through it, explain to you. So all those are possible during office hours. So I think that passes as practical live classes. All right, so someone says, which designer designs social media designs? Those are mainly graphic designers. Favor, graphic designers majorly design social media designs. They have the knowledge of graphic designs. So that's really what they do. All right. So I think, yeah, Abaje Muyodu has answered the question. Then, all right. Samuel says, when redesigning an app or a website, do we need to do a complete case study? Yeah, most likely, yes. Most likely, yes. You need to, why, what makes your redesign better? Or unless you're doing it for fun, but if you're actually trying to make a point, you're trying to solve a problem, maybe the former one had a problem, had an issue, and you notice the issue, that's why you're redesigning. And you have to write about it, you have to talk about it, you have to say, oh, this is the reason why this one had this problem. There are a lot of people that will say, oh, Twitter did not have this feature. I'm doing a case study, so include this feature on Twitter, something like that. So yeah, sure. Then someone says, could you please differentiate between a product manager and a product designer? A product designer designs, a product manager manages the product life cycle. So they're the ones that plan the product, how long is the designer gonna design the product for, how long is the developer gonna want to work on the product, they monitor all those, then they also talk about when to ship the product. Okay, like we're shipping the product this so time. So they manage everything, they give time frame, they set time frame. They check on the people who are working on the product to see how far the product is moving. If the product is moving well, if the product is not moving well, those are things they do and they work on. All right, so Cynthia says, please, I want you to explain motion designers, graphic designers, and 2D designers. All right, so 2D designers are like Illustrator designers. Most of everything you see on a flat surface are 2D elements because they don't have depth and they don't have they don't have depth, so they are mainly 2D. 3D is when all those things have depth, they have size, you can see the way they react to light and all, like 3D elements. Then 2D designers are like normal, it could be graphic designers, it could be illustrators. Then graphic designers could be 2D designers because, like I said, the whole design ecosystem is interwoven. So graphic designers will definitely make use of 2D elements. So 2D elements are like illustrations, icons, patterns, all those are like 2D elements. And graphic designers can make use of them when they're creating a flyer or creating a graphic element. So that's very much possible. Then motion designers are people who design motion, who makes things move around. Let me see if I can share another part of my screen. All right, so let me just try to share my screen and we will see. All right, let me share. All right, let me say, sorry, just gonna take some minutes and let me get it out there. All right. All right, so I'm just going to show motion design. Say, where should I check now? Let's check Dribble. All right, so yeah, so I'm just going to search for motion. All right, just to show you a bit of what that is all about and what it really is. And all right, we are in. All right, so all right, so motion designer would have worked on this. The way this is the interaction of this is having now, the way everything flows in, the way the text are showing, everything is coming in. That's one of the work of motion designers. So everything flows in slowly, gently, gradually. Yeah, so motion designers do that. Then they could also do more, say, intense work, probably just as long as you see things moving around. So that's just like okay, so yeah, this is the perfect example. So say this is the work of a motion designer. A motion designer makes this card move and makes everything inside of it also move. So this is the work of a motion designer. Then some people are also asking me about illustrators can also design. That's why everything is interwoven. Illustrators can illustrate something as long as you can illustrate a scene, like you can create a scene It doesn't matter what you use. 2D, 3D, they are all like forms of expression. So if you can express your thoughts in 3D, you can express your thoughts in 2D. So if it's 2D, it serves as a normal illustration. But if it's in 3D, it serves as like 3D designs. So that is why people talk about maybe 3D designers, all of these. So just the way, it depends on how you express this, how you express your thoughts, your knowledge, what is in your head. Then someone says, is this office hours compulsory? Like, must we be in attendance? Well, it is important that you have maybe an experience of it, but then it's not mandatory for you to attend everything. You could actually just maybe attend one. But it is important if you have questions, so you can get your questions answered. And then there are some things that might be shown and might not be in the resource that you have watched. So attending could actually really help you. All right, then what should we look forward to next week? You should look forward to UX laws, majorly UX laws. You understand why things are made in such different ways. Like there's times maybe you may see something, you may not know the reason why it's like that. You may not know the reason why it's working the way it's working. But then understanding UX laws and how things are supposed to function, how things are supposed to be, how things are supposed to be arranged will really help you to open up your mind to see reasons why you have to think about some things very deeply before you just make them or before you create them. All right, so Olatomiwa says, when you get a client and you ask to design an app or product, a website, or full dashboard, how do you want to go about it? All right, so you will learn it in the process of this course. It's not something I can start explaining now. But you just have to understand the project first, understand the project, know what the project is all about. Then you start planning the project, start doing wireframes, low fidelity, all these other ones. Yeah, so you need to, it's a gradual process. And at the end of this training, you would have understood your process much better. So that's how much I can say right now. All right, so then, all right, so someone says, is FigJam actually a must or a must have or no for a designer apart from the normal Figma we're using? FigJam is like an extension of Figma. It's just for like a collaborative tool, just for you to, it's like a whiteboard, just for you to pour out your mind, draft out things, write things, jot things down, map out ideas. You are working on an idea before you start designing, you want to map it out, you want to talk to some people about it, you want to show different ideas, you want to have a place where you write it out, where you can map it, where you can drag things around. That's what FigJam is all about. And that's what FigJam does. So the knowledge of it is nice. It's part of what you'll be taught how to use FigJam when you start UX design, like when you start on the UX part of this course, you'll be taught how to use FigJam. All right, so someone says, please, is motion design the same thing with interactive design? No, I explained that day before yesterday. I'm sure I mentioned it yesterday too, but no, motion designers make all right. So if you see this now, if you did see this, there's nothing I'm interacting with it. I'm just looking at this. This is the work of a motion designer. A motion designer made this, but I'm just looking at this. This is just for show, like just to show, just to pass a message to me. It doesn't. I'm not interacting with it. It's not like if I move it around, if I move my hands around, something's gonna happen. Nothing is happening. So this doesn't pass as interaction design. So, but it passes motion design. So interaction design is when probably I'm interacting with an interface and I have to click on things and the way it's just like okay, so you know when you are trying to send a message on WhatsApp and then you mistakenly click on the microphone icon on WhatsApp, you know, there's this sound it gives, and maybe it could actually give you a little bit of vibration, like you can vibrate a little, and then it just gives you this sound, boom, and maybe it just vibrates in your hand. That's the work of an interaction designer. so that you can actually know that you've mistakenly pressed something, and so that you'll be aware that okay, you actually did this. So people can mistakenly maybe press the record and have said something, and the recording would have just been sent out. But then when you click on the record button to send it, there's a vibration, there's a sound to it. Those are interactions. Those are things that place emphasis on the way you interact with that particular feature. So like it's the way it vibrates, the way it sounds, makes the interaction smoother. Those are the work of interaction designers. Interaction designer would say, oh, when this thing is clicked, how should it sound? How should it work? How should people see it? What should be the reaction of it? Just like if you okay, so if you use fingerprint on your phone. Now imagine maybe you put your hand on the fingerprint, and then there's no animation, there's no vibration, there's nothing to actually let you know that okay, like the fingerprint has worked or anything. The action designers are people that think of all those things and plan all those things and say, oh, like when people click on this, what should happen? When people touch this, what should happen? What is the interaction? What should be the interaction with these, all those kind of things. So that's their own work. Then all right. So Cynthia says, I know Figma is used for your UX design. What software could be used for motion design? Would it be taught, and can one learn both motion and UI UX design? Sure, you can learn both motion and UI UX design. The tool for motion design, people use Adobe After Effects majorly. That's the major one I know that people use. There are others, because there are other motion tools, but the most popular one is Adobe After Effects. So that's what people use for motion design, majorly, the one I know. Then Moyodua says, no, motion and UI is different. You can learn it together, but motion design now is very intense and difficult. I don't think it should be taught here. Motion designers mostly use Adobe After Effects. Yes, you're correct. It's not really difficult. Sometimes your system needs maybe a special configuration to be able to run things smoothly, so it doesn't slow down your system. You don't see, you see your maybe your motion, your what do you call those things? That's the way they used to call them. Every say like every little step, every little point in your motion, you need to see it play out the right way, play out smoothly. So if you don't have the right system requirement, it may not play out smoothly. And we will not really be teaching motion design here. You will learn prototyping, you will learn a little bit of interaction design, but then not motion design. All right, so someone says, is this a general class for also for web designers? When you say web designers, what do you mean? So I have this issue where people say web designers. What do you mean by web designers? Do you mean UI UX designers, or do you mean that web developers? Or do you mean people who can just use say WordPress to create websites for you? What exactly is your definition of web designers? So I feel web design, when you say web designer, is a very like confusing concept, or a confusing word. So web design, UI designers can pass as web designers because they're designing it, obviously. And people make websites maybe with WordPress and other apps call themselves web designers. And they're also web developers, front-end developers, back-end developers. So you see, you have to just state things exactly the way they are. I'm a product designer, I'm a UI UX designer, I'm a front-end developer, I'm a back-end developer, I'm a full-stack dev. When you say web designers, they are packing everybody together in the same shoe. So, all right. So, all right. So keep your questions coming, keep your thoughts coming. I think that's majorly how things are gonna be. Okay, the person means front-end developers. No, this is not for front-end developers, for product designers. So I think I just changed my presentation now, so you can see it's product design office hours. So it's for product designers, just product designers only, not for front-end developers or back-end developers or anybody else. All right. So, all right. So I don't think much people have much questions anymore. So, I wish you a very nice weekend. Okay, so as a designer, what are major tools one should have knowledge of? As many tools as you can learn, to be honest. As many tools as you can learn. But then, major tools, you should know Figma, you should have an idea of maybe how under low code tools work. Low code tools like maybe Editor AX, WordPress, just how they work. If you don't even know how to use them, Webflow, just how they work. And you should have an idea of maybe how to use Adobe, maybe Photoshop, Illustrator, and these are things you can easily just, oh, I need to remove a background. Oh, I can do it with Photoshop. All right, let me just check YouTube. You search on YouTube how to remove background with Photoshop. It tells you, you watch the video, you remove your background. So there are so many things you can really learn online. We don't have to actually learn the whole, say, I'm doing Photoshop course. I'm doing a course on Photoshop. By the end of it, I'd have known how to use Photoshop from beginning to the end. You don't really need all of that. Just take your time. So whatever you need to do, just watch a video about it, practice it, and do it. It's as simple as that. So then, product designers, also called UI UX designers, Cynthia. Not quite. Product design is more than UI UX design. So it's like a UI UX design Pro Max. So but then, yeah, that's the way it works. That's the way it is. So then someone says, Midred says, what kind of designers are focused on creating new or improving existing interfaces? They deal with everything, color, typography, layout. What kind of designers are focused on creating new and improving existing? Product designers, UI UX designers, those are the kind of designers that are focused on creating new experiences, improving existing experiences. Product designers and UX designers, or UI UX designers. Cynthia, no, they are not the same thing. UI UX designers are not product designers. UI UX designers are UI UX designers. Product designers are, they know UI and UX, and they know the business part of design, the business part of the product too. The other implications product could have on the customers and the consumers. They have an understanding of all of that. So that's part of it. All right, so having problem dealing with colors while designing mobile apps. How do I overcome that, please? All right, so there's this website I really use to find colors. You can use Adobe's website, or you can use this other one. It depends on you. It depends on what you're trying to find out. But this other one is just very simple. So I think I have it up open already. All right, so this is colors.co. All right, so you just come here and you look for a color. So initially, this is what you have. This is what you will see. All right, so it's loading up now. All right, so start the generator, explore trending palettes. All right, so you can start the generator and you can explore trending palettes. So if I start generator, it generates like 5 colors, and then I can switch between those 5 colors and select any of the color I want. So I can press spacebar on my system, and then it just changes. I can see different colors. So I can just pick, oh, this is the color I want. All right, I'll just copy it. And there are a lot of other things. You can save shades. Then you can check the contrast level. Then you can like it, you can drag it, you can move it around, like you can move it around like this. Then you can lock it. If you lock it, you can press spacebar and others will change. It will not change, it will not move. So, and again, you can explore. So if you click on over on tools, you will see explore gradient, create gradient, palette generator. So if you go to palette generator, just like you're creating your own palette. But the main thing is this explore palette. So you can click on explore palette. If you click on explore palette, you see this different palettes. Then you can choose a color from here. So you can say you want a red color, you want pink color, you want violet, whatever color you want. So you just pick it. You can pick 2 or more colors even. I can pick turquoise and green. And I can say, okay, it's cold color I want. I want a cold color. Then you can see to show you cold colors, cool, very cold colors. You can pick anyone. So you can just click on one, it copies the color automatically, and then you can use it in your Figma design. So it's as simple as that. All right. So say sorry. All right. So let me see what else. Um, can we get the curriculum, please? I'm not really sure how that can work out. I'm not really entirely sure, but then you can have an idea of what it's about based on the task you are being given and based on the resources you are being that's being shared with you. You can have an idea of that by by that means. Then can you explain more about portfolio? What exactly do you want me to explain about portfolios? Portfolios are just a say like a catalog or a collection of your designs that you can actually present to a potential client or a potential hiring manager for them to take a look at your work, how you work, the process of your work, and basically what you have to offer. So that's what your portfolio is about. So it could be in different means. People have their portfolio on Behance, some people have their portfolio on Notion, some people have portfolio websites. So just depends on what you are capable of doing. All right, so what is basically design system and style guide? Okay, so we are jumping ahead now. There's a special video on that. It's part of your resources, it's part of the videos you watch. It's part of the UI design aspect of this course. So you'll be taught that. You'll be taught the difference between design system and style guide, how to make a style guide. So what are principles guiding information architecture? Information architecture is a part of your UX process, like your UX design process, your user research process, and everything. So, what are the principles guiding? It's not like they're like a set of foundational principles guiding it as far as design is concerned, because information architecture doesn't really apply to design only. When I was studying in school, I used information architecture in my final year project. So just doesn't apply to design alone, applies to development also. So it's just basically having a very well arranged process or a flow of how things are supposed to work, how things are supposed to function, how things are connected in your maybe whatever you're working on. Could be your design, how the pages are connected, how the screens are connected, how the features are connected. That all of those make up your information architecture. So I can't really tell you, okay, this is the principle you're supposed to follow, this is what you're not supposed to follow. There's more to that. All right, so Mildred says I've submitted. I just want to know if I'm on the right track. I believe you're on the right track. All right. Colors.co, yes. COOLORS.co. All right, what's the name of the color site? I'm just going to type it here. COOLORS.co. All right, so colors.co. All right, so I just typed it. All right. Someone says, what's the name of this color app again? Colors.co. Color also depends on the project you're working on. If there is a brand color for the industry you're working with or on, yes, sure. If you're working for a brand, whatever color their brand, they will have a color. You don't even have to stress about all of that. They will have the brand color, they will have the shades, they will have colors that they use together. They will have all of that already. It's a normal standard company. So they will just give it to you and you will just work with it. So in the course of the training, you will be taught how to work with colors, how to generate colors, how to create color styles on Figma, how to make your work easier with colors. So all of that will be taught to you. Can you say portfolios are like CVs? No, CV is curriculum vitae. Then it's just like resume. So CV is like a resume. That's not what your portfolio is. Your portfolio contains your work. Your CV contains your experience, your maybe project you've done. It's just like a descriptive, like a text-based description of who you are, your work, what you can do, what you have to offer. That is what your CV is about. Your portfolio is about your work, essentially like your work, like what you've done, your process, the way you do the work, the results of the work. That's what they want to see in your portfolio. All right, so Buslat says, while working on Figma, I can't find an eraser to erase my drawing. I will have to double click and delete everything or start again. There's no eraser or tools. Might not want, or the one not getting it yet. All right, so I don't know what drawing you are making on Figma. Are they illustrations? Are you trying to make illustrations of Figma, or what exactly are you drawing? Are you using a pen tool or the pencil tool? All right, so if you want to erase something, there's no eraser tool. You can just do Ctrl Z. Ctrl Z will take you back to where you're coming from. So you can do Ctrl Z, and yeah, you can always do Ctrl Z. So if you want to cancel something, you can do Ctrl Z. And again, you can use delete. So if you select a point, if you are drawing or you're using the pen tool or pencil tool, you can select a point and press on delete and to delete that point. So that one is also possible. That also happens. All right. So yes. So yeah, delete. So delete works. Yes. Dejari, thank you. Delete works. All right. So Marco says, I don't think you need an eraser. You can undo with Ctrl Z. Yes. Yes. Yes, yes. You can undo with Ctrl Z, or you can click on the item and then just click on delete. So this works. All right. So I think we should be rounding up now. If you have anything you want to ask me, please quickly ask it now so I can just answer before we say good night or call it a night. Sorry. A little bit of correction. I don't know what you are drawing. So if you are drawing something with the pen tool or the pencil tool, just select a point. There are points in your drawing. If you triple click 3 times, 1, 2, 3, or even that node, you can just select that node, click on the node, then press on delete to delete that exact node, and you can redraw it, you can rejoin it. So I really don't understand what you are trying to do, but then I hope you get it and figure it out. All right, so I guess this is where we call it a night. So thanks to everyone. Thank you for coming around. Thank you for being on this call. Hope you'll get to learn things the right way, and I hope your mind gets expanded with the knowledge you're trying to get. And I pray this path you have chosen, I pray it works out well for you. So good luck, everyone. Have a nice weekend. Thank God it's Friday, right? Yes. Hope to have a fun weekend. All right. So someone says those are color codes. Those are the color codes, right? Yes, those are color codes. Yes, those are color codes. All right. So good night, everyone. Have a nice weekend. See you on Monday, most likely, or if I'm not there on Monday, see you next week. So definitely we'll meet next week. So do your task, revise, read, stay in the loop, don't get disconnected, and then do your best, strive hard. This track is going to work well for you. So just push yourself, and you get it right. So all right, good night, everyone. Yeah, good night.